Hey everyone, welcome back. This is it, the final episode of my journey documenting my struggle with social anxiety. I've learned so much along the way, and honestly, I had to write it all down just to process it. Now, I'll admit, talking directly to the camera has never been easy for me. I stammer and stumble way too much to do this unscripted, so bear with me as I share my reflections in this final episode. Let's dive in. My name is Christopher Howell, and this is my Resolute path. One of the biggest lessons I took from this journey came from something my friend Malf said during episode 1. It really resonated with me. Now, Malf and I have had our disagreements, even since filming that episode, but I'm so grateful he opened up and shared his perspective. Now, what Malf said made me step back and look at my life a little differently. I've been a loner for a long time. No tribes or social organizations, no clubs, churches, or lodges, just me. Now, for years, I told myself I didn't need those things. I thought independence meant standing on my own, keeping my struggles private, and never leaning on anyone. But the truth is, I was wrong. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to ask for help. Now, what I do have is a small but solid group of friends. Since that conversation with Malf, I have started to identify the people in my circle who have strong morals and kind hearts. I am making an effort to nurture those friendships, even though it's not easy. It takes time and vulnerability, two things that don't come naturally to me, but it's worth it. Now, life is hard, and as a man in this society, I have felt the pressure to stay strong and to carry my responsibilities alone, and to never show weakness. But the truth is, no one can do it all by themselves. Building a support system is vital, not just for me, but for those around me. I want to show up for the people I care about. I want them to feel they can lean on me just as much as I've learned to lean on them. Now, Malf, if you're watching this, thanks for helping me grow into a better version of myself. Now, episode 2, learn to know people for who they are, not what they are. This has to be my favorite quote from the entire series. It's such a simple idea, but it's one that's completely changed how I see the world and the people around me. For so long, I focused on the roles people play. I categorized them as biker or coworker or stranger in the coffee shop. But labels are just masks. They don't tell the whole story. Some of the biggest, most intimidating bikers I know are also the gentlest, kindest people, the ultimate teddy bears. They've shown me that who we are on the surface is just one small piece of who we are as a whole. Sometimes the roughest exterior houses the softest hearts. Now, this world pushes us into roles, and we mold ourselves to fit them, but that's not who we are truly at our core. I'm not just a YouTuber or a bureaucrat or even a biker. I am so much more than the label society sticks on me, and I've realized that the same applies to everyone else. We are all complex. We're all layered, and honestly, it's hard to put into words who we are at our core. But I'm done trying to fit others or myself into neat little boxes. This process has taught me that when we take time to see people for who they really are, we not only connect more deeply with them, but we also learn more about ourselves. In episode 3, I learned that situational awareness is a game changer for managing my anxiety. One of the biggest struggles has always been dealing with the unknowns when I'm out in the world. My mind jumps to worst case scenarios, and it's hard to quiet the constant loop of what ifs. But I've learned there are a few tricks or ways to limit those unknowns. Here's what I've started to utilize. Be observant. I keep my head on a swivel and my ears clear. Spotting potential issues just a second earlier can make all the difference. It's not about being paranoid, it's about staying aware and present in the moment. Always have an escape plan. Whether I'm on the bike or walking through Walmart, I know where the exits are, and I look for gaps in the traffic and crowds. It's a small mental exercise, but it gives me a sense of control, and that control helps to ease the anxiety. And avoid sketchy environments. I have made a conscious choice to avoid places or situations that feel unsafe. No more hanging out in clubs with drug or alcohol issues or joining adrenaline-filled group rides. Instead, I'm seeking out healthier social opportunities, like making connections at the gym, or maybe even joining a dodgeball league in the future. Who knows? But these small changes are helping me feel more in control. Anxiety thrives on unpredictability, but by taking steps to reduce the unknown, I'm learning to manage it rather than letting it manage me. In episode 4, I learned to be myself, regardless of others' expectations. This one has been hard for me. For most of my life, I've struggled with feeling like I had to be someone else to fit in. I have tried to meet other people's expectations, to say the right things, to act the right way. But here's the thing. You can't be everything to everyone, and trying to do so only leaves you feeling lost. Through this journey, I've learned that I can be polite and professional while staying true to who I am. I don't have to sacrifice my authenticity to be accepted. At the same time, it's important to surround myself with people who accept me for me, flaws and all. Now this is a two-way street. I am working on accepting people as they are, flaws included, in the hope that they'll do the same for me. And another big lesson, focus on the light through the darkness. It's so easy to dwell on the negatives. It's almost like a survival mechanism. But I'm trying to shift my focus towards the good. This also applies to how I see myself. I've spent so much time fixating on my flaws, and I've overlooked my strengths. Now I'm working on improving where I can, but also learning to appreciate the good in me. It's a balancing act, and I'm still learning, but I'm getting there. In episode 5, I learned to put myself out there. Now this one might seem simple, but it carries so much power. Not everyone I meet will welcome me with open arms, and some groups won't feel like the right fit. That's okay. What matters is that I keep showing up. I keep pushing myself to engage and being open to connections, even when it feels a little uncomfortable. Now, the truth is, growth doesn't come from staying in a bubble where everything feels safe and predictable. It happens when you take risks, stumble a little, and get back up and try again. I've realized that finding my people, my true tribe, isn't about instant acceptance or perfection. It's about persistence and authenticity. So I'll keep exploring, learning from my experiences, and trusting that I'm getting closer to where I'm meant to be with each step forward. Now, mistakes aren't the enemy. They're the teachers that guide us out of the comfort zone and into the kind of lives we're striving for. Thank you for joining me on this journey and for sharing your thoughts along the way. Your support has been such a source of encouragement, and it's been incredible to see this series resonate with so many of you. This format has been a one-time experiment, and while I won't be continuing with this, I'm excited to let you in on what's next. I've been working on some fresh ideas and can't wait to explore new approaches that I think you're really going to enjoy. So please, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Your engagement truly helps creators like me thrive. Hit the bell so you'll be the first to know when new content drops, and leave a comment below, whether it's feedback, suggestions, or just saying hi. I love hearing from you. Honestly, even a little trolling wouldn't be unwelcomed at this point. It's all interaction, and it keeps things lively. I wish every one of you the best on your paths. Please stay tuned. There's so much more to come. And as always, keep it shiny.